An exclusive XM presentation. Patrice O'Neal is about to get unmasked.
Unmasked. Truth in comedy.
Swimming through the inner soul of the comedic mind.
Unmasked on XM Satellite Radio.
Brought to you by BulldogLife.net. Playing poker has never been easier. Sign up for free today at BulldogLife.net.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
You want to know how to keep your man happy? Here's how you do it. First of all, first thing you do, don't ever talk to him. Don't talk to him ever. He'll love you if you leave him the fuck alone. Secondly, in the bedroom, you gotta be a $15 hooker. Disgusting. You gotta embarrass your parents.
This is Unmasked with Patrice O'Neal, an XM exclusive comedy presentation. Now, from Comics Comedy Club in New York City, here's host Ron Bennington.
All right, Patrice O'Neal sitting with us tonight.
Is this like the actor's studio for comedy?
It is. Here's what it is.
It's some horse shit. Like, this is... And they got you, dude, and I'm gonna tell you something really quick.
Yeah.
I like you a lot. Me and Ron we barely speak. Like, when we see each other, he'll come in after I'll do an O&A or whatever or something, and he will, hey. And I like guys like that. You understand? Like, I always want to say, I never got a chance to say, I respect you. I think you're a funny dude, one of the best on the radio. And you're an alpha male. I always respect alpha males. A lot of motherfuckers, they think like women sometimes, where if you don't like me, that means I don't like you, but that's not the case. You understand? Like, I don't know how you feel about me, but I like you a lot. I respect you. I think you're one of the smartest dudes I ever heard in my life. And I'm just saying this because I know we have a weird, even backstage, just kind of, that's our relationship.
Right. Well, I like to be paid to make chit chat. I don't see any, it's what I do for a living. So I see no reason.
That's how I feel about it, dude.
Yeah, but I feel the same way as you. I mean, you're a hardworking guy. You're always funny. I see you doing a million different things. Do you ever turn anything down because you'll go into, some firestorm areas? They'll call you out on Fox TV. And
yeah, anything that. I mean, I turn a lot of shit down.
Yeah.
But anything that I can sell myself in terms of selling my opinion, because that's the only thing I really got to sell. Because this business it's a little white man business, a little Jew guy's business, a gay guy's business, and a woman's business, and they all run. It's almost like when you come up and there's the motherfuckers going to school. If you rode a bus to school, it's the front of the bus and it's the back of the bus. And motherfuckers in the back of the bus torture the people in the front of the bus. You understand?
Sure.
So right now, the front of the bus people run the business. And I'm a back of the bus dude, meaning I fuck with everybody. And the people who were at the front of the bus and I got to go in and go, hey, look, I got these ideas. And they go, yeah, I remember when you smacked me in the back of the head. Remember when you was talking about my mother, and it was all in due fun, like, because I attack myself. I just like to laugh, right? So right now, in this game, I'm trying to find people in the middle of the bus that didn't want to quite commit to being a fucked up person and didn't want to commit to being a cornball, kind of bring us together. That's the business, you know?
Yeah.
And essentially, when you say, do I turn shit down? I turn a lot of things down. I turn down that stupid Celebrity Fit Club. Mm-hmm. Where I'm going, like, to be honest, my career is more important than my health to me. So they're saying you gotta be not only you have to be a fat has-been. And I never even was yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like noted. That was an unexpected question instead of saying no. What I say yes to is things like Fox, because it's just, first of all, I think black people, we need some kind of agenda beyond just being angry every time a white guy says some shit that's supposed to hurt our feelings. I think we came further than that. So it's a chance. It's a chance for me to do that Fox thing. That Fox thing fucks me up because I got a lot of you a sellout emails. Oh,
really?
You fucking sellout motherfucker. You saying shit, white guys and shit. Because it looked like I was just defending middle-aged white men every week for saying shit.
Right.
But the reason I was on there defending speech is because, for real, black people own speech right now. We own it. That's our reparation. You know, it's an unwritten thing that we can say what the fuck we want, and white guys can't say what the fuck they want. And our biggest ally in terms of black folks moving ahead is that white guilt. White guilt is a big-time ally. White people going, I feel so bad for slavery, even though you're originally from Poland or something, you had nothing to do with slavery, but you feel that white guilt that comes along with it? Good. So I can say what the fuck I feel like saying, and you stuck. And I just want to say to black folks, shut the fuck up till we get our shit together. Because we got too many hypocrites that on our end, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want somebody to throw something. If I say you a piece of shit, and then somebody says to me, well, what about when you go to Brazil and fuck hookers sometime? I'm gonna go, well, that's not, I don't want to go, well, that's a different piece of shit.
This is nothing like Actor Studio. I can't see this ever getting on TV of any kind. I was sitting here listening. I can't even think that porno channels would want to play this at all.
Yeah. But that's why it's like somebody asked me in the back, you're not on O&A as much anymore. I'm not done yet in terms of being offensive, I think. Mm-hmm. And I think O&A, and I'm not saying they're done in terms of being offensive, but they're tired of fighting. You know what I mean? They're becoming generals, and you know, soldiers fight. And I think they went through the soldier phase, and now they're generals, man, and they don't feel like boxing the powers that be right now. And I think that I don't want to go in there and do a goofy thing and go in there and be how I am, which is completely unedited racist, unedited sexist, unedited piece of garbage, man, till I'm done. And I'm not done yet. So, you know, if I'm not on there because of that, I understand. I wouldn't have me on there. Like, they pulled off the Black Phillip thing I do on XM where my whole show is just talking about women and how women, we don't like them, and I don't like them. They had to yank me off. I'm not upset about that, but I'm not finished yet, you know, offending people, you know.
Why is that, Patrice? What is it that you're trying to do here? What are you?
That's a good question.
Yeah. What are you trying to do with this?
It ain't make money, because I'm stuck. One thing I learned about this game early is it's a lonely game. It's a lonely journey. It's really hard. Like my mother didn't support me. She supports me now, but it's one of them things. It's like, this shit is a dream, and you know, you ever try to. Dreams are something you do by yourself. You ever have a dream and then try to tell somebody the dream you had? You wake up and be like, hey, here's what I was dreaming. And they be like, really? Really? So, unicorns, and then what happened? That's the same thing as saying, I want to do something besides be what's already planned out. Plumber, doctor, lawyer, you know, dentist. There's a plan. This thing here is like a leap of faith, and you just keep falling. Now, to answer your question, what I'm trying to do is be righteous. And when I say righteous, I don't mean God, you know, God righteous. I mean, just when I wake up, I know I was honest to myself. You know what I mean? And I did the whole tap dance, dude. People be like, why do you play ball? I did it. I tap danced like you wouldn't believe. Aspen 1998. I mean, fucking like hot shoes trying to get something. What does it mean to an end? Yeah. I was trying to get something. And I went to LA and I was sitting there, I was like 100 pounds bigger than I am now, dude. And I was sitting, and my stomach is like fucking sitting out here. And I had 2 Whoppers with cheese because they were 99 cents, dude. And that's all I could afford to eat every day was a Whopper cheese. And it was just sitting on my stomach. And if I had a gun, dude, I'm telling you, I'd have shot myself. I understand suicide.
Because you couldn't do the act the way you wanted to.
Because I was trying to get something from what I do. And I argue with a good friend of mine, Dante. He does a show with me. Because the whole show and the business thing, I'm in complete disagreement with that. It's just that, I'm lucky enough to be able to get some money out of this shit, out of this, what I do. But it's big, man. Comedy is big. What it is being political and having, because I more want to be a cult figure. I want to make some money, but I felt the feeling of trying to make it, and that vague make it, that emptiness of, I made it. What's it? You know what I'm saying? So I just do it because when a guy says to me, dude, man, you changed my life. That feels good. If a dude says you changed my life, or a woman says you changed my life for some goofy shit you did, that means something. That's it. I want to change lives, but not be profound about it. That's why I think Richard Pryor was who he was, and I think George Carlin's who he is. And I put them 1 and 2 because I think they both have a righteousness. Because George Carlin's story is heavy, man. He was already a millionaire. And Richard Pryor was already a millionaire, and they just had this is wrong, this sucks. Even though they got the millions, but they went down. I mean, their lifestyle went down.
On this journey that you're on, okay, you're not getting the same response as a guy who's an actor. For some reason, they see a stand-up comedian, here's a guy jacking around or whatever, and you're going in a different direction than maybe even your own audience sees.
Right, it's tough, dude. It's tough because I get a lot of, one of my biggest fan base. It's weird. I've done every genre, a little bit. I think I got a little bit of fans everywhere. And like O&A is one of the biggest parts of my fan base, that core. And then the Web Junk was a big core. And then my HBO special was a big core. So when they collide in a show, it's interesting. Right. And I have to kind of mold them into exactly who I am, even though I get the outlet from here. I mean, I'm sure you're different from Ron on Ron and Fez a little bit. Right. Like if somebody met you and whatever the catchphrase of the week is, whatever the thing you're doing, and somebody goes, "Oh, Ron!" Yes. And you go, "Calm down for a second and let me talk to you." Right. And you go, "You're still the same Ron, but you're just not, Ron!" Right. You just have to calm down. Right. And that's what, I kind of try to, collect my... It's almost like drugs, dude. Look, it is.
You're talking to the right guy now.
I'm trying.
Now I'm with you. Now I got you
100%. I don't mind boutique sales. Like, I don't mind that boutique shit. I can't go out and go, here, buy my CD. And I mean, if you want to find it, I want to make it available. I'm not an asshole, an idiot. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to go, here's some more. Give me. All I want you to do is just sit there and absorb what I'm trying to do. It's like, but the thing about drugs, what I mean, is like, it's like if I got some really good coke, I don't need every scumbag everywhere to come try to buy my coke. I have a very boutique. Right. I don't mind.
It's a lot of good people.
I don't mind having a boutique audience. I don't mind 100,000 fans that would pay $100 out of their life to fuck with me in any way. That's 10 million, maybe. I don't know. I don't do math, but that's a lot of money. Yeah. If I just don't let those 100,000 down, I don't need 1 million strangers in my life.
Well, it's kind of interesting that you said that because it wasn't too long ago. I was reading an interview with Ricky Gervais, who I think genius. I think he's brilliant. He's a guy who started The Office in England, then he did extras. And they were asking him about doing comedy in America, New York. And he only mentioned one name of comedians that he admires. And that's Patrice O'Neal. And this guy is probably the hottest European comedian.
He's big. I mean, The Office, he's big.
And, I mean, particularly in England, they're standing in line. So people that I would say are funny, and, I'll throw it in with the O&A, too, who I think brilliant minds. Yeah. But the people that I tend to think are funny are fans of yours. And so maybe you are chasing that.
Well, I think they feel that it's not, again, saying something's not pretentious is almost pretentious. Saying that I'm not trying to be this is being that. But I fight hard to not have an editing system. I try to fight hard. Like, Ricky Gervais probably got to know me from my time of going to England, because it was a time where I got essentially thrown out of America, wasn't making money. Club owners, like the dude that owns Arizona Improv, you know, he tries. See, a lot of things in this game is weird. Is they try to give you golden handcuffs all the time, and golden handcuffs is when, like, if you're out of control, somebody just gives you something to control you. So you got nothing, they give you 5 G's, give you something, make you scared of losing 5 G's, and then that's how they beat you into being a slave. So I had a lot of that in terms of getting treated like that in clubs. Like, hey, man, we're going to give you this, but you're going to have to spin in a circle and do this on top of your head and spin it. Nah, nope. I ain't good. So I had to go to England. And England, man, those cocksuckers over there, they are, dude, because they don't understand that we meaning American comedy, and our thought process is 15 years ahead of them. And I'm serious, and I appreciate Gervais saying, because he's well loved.
Yeah.
But when I went over there, I would fight, because they would go, you people, you don't understand irony. And irony to them, irony to us is a shark, when Quint gets eaten by the shark, I guess. Right. That's irony. Shark hunter gets eaten by a shark, whatever. Right. Whatever. Probably a better example.
Sure, but no, I was working for. You're on your way to a point. And I love
right,
it. Yeah.
So I know my mind is like, you know, just getting eaten away. I got to get famous soon, just so I can cash in on what's left of my brain. But the irony, what they think is irony in England, is sarcasm. Like, oh, really? So you did that, huh? Oh. That's irony to them. So I go, that's not irony to us. Irony is different. That's sarcasm, and we get sarcasm here. We just don't think it's the basis of your entire hour on stage, genius. So I went over there, and it was a lot of blah, 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 blah. And I go, look, man, first of all, have you ever been to New York doing comedy? No, I have not. Okay, then I've come over to your shitty country for free and show you, and I'm putting myself out there with an anti-American sentiment. That's racism over there, is America. And it's racist against Americans, dude. They like, poor Yank. And I'm like, whoa, I had to get used to that from the comics. But it took about 5 months of going back and forth and staying in shitty places to for them to go, oh, okay, all right, this guy's not playing around. And I think, I never met him, but I think Ricky might have saw me in those times where I fought through English audiences throwing, it was like, you know, the scene in Blues Brothers?
Yeah.
That's how they act. And so you gotta fight them, and then they love you beyond belief. And then after that, but then again, to me, comedically, you can't make it if you're not making it here. I got a call from Showtime to do a special, and I was like, bye, England, that was it.
Right, that's the end.
I don't care how much you could make, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
so you were making good money over there, but you prefer...
Ridiculous. I would have been making money. I wish my career was bottoming out now to go over there, because it's 2-to-1 with the money.
Wow.
Before it was like $1 to $1.30 to $1. Now it's straight up 2. I probably would have not came back like Rich Hall. Rich Hall's a zillionaire. So
he's still over there, right?
He's famous and rich and everything else in England. Everything else. He's big. And if I'd have stayed there, this was 6 years ago when I stopped going. People still remember me from that. I'm very proud. I'll brag about how proud I am of certain things in my career, and about maybe 5 things. One of them is going over to England and getting respect as a comic. I love respect, man.
Well, give me some of the other things that you're proud of.
HBO special, but didn't get what that was one of those things I had to fight from being disappointed, just because it was the same kind of feeling I felt back in '98 when I was like, boy, I could really think about killing myself right now. This sucks. And it's not like I was suicidal. It was just, you know, man, do I feel like going through this?
Right.
And HBO, man, because I think I put out what I wanted to. So it almost like that, when that HBO special kind of fell dead or duddish, I I got that same disappointment because I was like, man, I thought I gave.
What didn't work for it? I mean, you didn't get the bounce off of it?
I didn't get... Because what's funny in my career, and this is another thing about this business, there is no market value. You don't get value for who you are. And that's what kills comics. When you see bitter comics, it's because if Michael Jordan scores 30 and Kevin Garnett scores 31, right? And Michael Jordan gets $20 million a year, Kevin Garnett can ask for $20 million a year based on the fact that he scores 31. So I have value compared to my peers and everything else. But this, it's like I got to watch unnamed assholes making mega money, and there's no karma. There's no, there's no one to complain to. I can't walk in the office and go, listen, this hack bought his mother a house. And I got to stand there and look at this dude. And a lot of dudes and the people I never got along with are people that let this business qualify who they are. I'm at this level, Patrice, so I can now, like, when I was here, I didn't talk to you, but now Comedy Central has put me here. Now I'm here with you. No, you're not. I don't care if God gave you a deal where you get half the world. You ain't me. I told my girl that one time. I bought my girls diamonds and shit.
Straight in.
I buy my girls diamonds. I get my girl nice stuff, man. And she went, ooh, I'm blinging bigger than you. And I go, you couldn't bling bigger than me if I bought you a diamond hat.
Right. Not even that.
Blinging is here.
Right. Not even with a big shiny diamond hat.
Not would you be better than me? And
right.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like the thing that gets you is that you have to fight not to be bitter.
So what is it though, Patrice? What's keeping you from getting the place in comedy you think you should be?
And that's the thing I got to fight, Ron, is where I should be. Because I don't deserve or supposed to get anything. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the journey I'm on, and whatever happens, man, happens. I mean, I got a mortgage I want to pay, but still, that means to anything, and I'm going by what other people say to me. You know, people respect me as a comic. As a person, they respect me, but they might not like me. What I am is this, and this is what makes... I grew up in Boston, people know that. White guys, and I learned this, dude. I had a probation officer. White guys are uncomfortable with black man's anger. Black anger, especially from 6'4", 300 pounds...
Did you think that this was going to be breaking in? We had no idea.
What do you mean, like
that we're afraid of 6'4", 300 pounds black guys?
Not now, though, Ron. Like not now, because there's a context to my existence.
Right.
But growing up, when you walk into an office, dude, and there's this little dude that you'd never talked to in your life. Mm-hmm. Like, here's what I hate, and a couple of people did it here. Why do I have to be nice to you at 6 in the morning if that's not what I do? If you go, hi, listen, and I just want to give you a little bit of, why don't you really, let's build up. Because if you start here and go, hello, it's going to go down from there.
Right.
So start off with, how are you? And I'm good, how are you? Listen, I'm such and such. Do you want to talk about this now, or you want to talk about it later, because we're going to have to talk about it? But just find a way to deal with people in some honest... I'm not passive-aggressive, but I understand what passive-aggressive is. It makes me sick, because I'm aggressive. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's to say why I might not be where I think I should be in terms of my peers, because I'm peers with Dane Cook. I'm peers with Carlos. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think less people know me, but the core... Right. There's a core comedy base that goes. Patrice is in there with that.
But aren't those guys just one move? Wasn't one spark thing to tip them? You know.
Yeah, I mean, like I respect Dane, but I'm not selling the drug he's selling. I respect Carlos. I ain't selling the drug he's selling. I cannot sell what I'm selling to 20-year-old college girls and 18-year-old high school kids. I can't. I just ain't selling that. I'm gonna offend people. You know what I mean? I don't want those people to come out and go, I see you on Web Junk. You're going to be great. And I'm like, look, calling my girl a bitch.
Right.
You know, I'm racist. I'm racist against black people. I'm racist against white people. I do a lot of stuff that's like, you know, this is not funny. This is not fun. This is not. This is just, I don't know. What's he doing? And then I'm like, Mom, get the fuck out. I don't want you here anyway. So it ended up being this many people at the show by the end of the show.
Right.
But it'll be part of my 100,000 that I'm trying to.
Yeah, right.
You know. So it's maybe it's a misunderstanding, but I take a lot of blame for a lot of stuff wrong.
Right. You know, in your heart, though. I mean, that you're not going to end up on lunchboxes, even though some of your peers will.
Right now, people don't understand, dude. There is to any women in here, there is a quiet, underground, weird man movement going on where guys are getting fed up, dude. I mean, talking to dudes, it's a weird anger. And what the anger is, it's almost like how, like being a white guy, it's tough because no one wants to hear your problems. You have to for a white guy to say you have problems and I listen to it, it has to be a passion, it has to be well thought out and well said. It can't be like, what about me? I'm a white guy. Be like, yeah, all right, whatever. That's how women see guys now, to me. And guys feel how they feel. You know what I mean? And we gotta I'm figuring out a way to try to say what I feel. You know what I mean? And I think right now, dude, I'm really a fighter for everything that's anti-now. You know, anti. Like I think
the political correctness of what's happening today.
I don't even want to say that because it's almost bigger than that. It's almost like any dude that says the word inappropriate makes me sick. Any man who lives that mantra, that was inappropriate. That's just like you sell out. You just sold everything, dude, down the river. I'm trying to let the world understand that there's a place, there's a group, there's a mindset, and not just men. Everything, white guys, you know, that learn how to say, look, I feel this way. Or, you know, gay people, where I'm going, my thing about gay people is like, look, why do I have to respect that you sleep with the same person, the same genre, the same gender? Don't make me respect you because of that. I'm not. What's your platform? Like, get out of my face, man. Do what you want to do.
Right.
I don't care. But don't say, I have these rights. Because what? Why?
So everybody should be able to say whatever they want.
Whatever they want, whenever they want. And that's what my big thing on Fox was with black folks is like, white people ain't the oppressor no more. It's almost like we need a new platform. We need a new thing. Like, I think we're getting lazy. We did the 60s. We got hoes. We came through that. And now and we just want to attack anybody that, he's nigger. Get him. Like, I don't even know what that means, like, anymore. I think, you know, Malcolm X and anybody else who fought for those times, a million names, but it's like, we could do better. Like,
well, I mean, Pryor is a guy who turned his back on that word and said, I'll never use it again. Paul Mooney.
Because of his own personal, what it meant to him when he went down there and he saw. Now, when I listen to Pryor say that, now, I watch Africa. First of all, I don't look at Africans and go, they're us.
Right. Not feeling that.
I'm not feeling. He stopped saying the word nigger because he went to Africa and had a moment.
Right.
If I ever go to Africa and have a moment, that may happen.
Right.
But I haven't had a moment. I know Africans that don't like black Americans. Africans don't look at rap and go, look what we did. You know what I'm saying? Those people, the Americans, they don't like us. They see what I believe this to be, and I don't even have it all fully, so it could come out crazy. But I think black people are adaptations of Africans. Africans ain't even Africans no more. The Africans that we trying to get back to, that we're here, the kings and queens, they don't even have those in Africa no more. Bunch of dictators and thieves and little 10-year-olds with AK-47s. That's what I see. I'm sure there's a Garden of Eden somewhere that they don't show on Fox. Mm-hmm. But what I see is like, and the attitude here when they're selling Oakleys outside and they don't like me, you know? So my thing is I believe that we are a brand new species and we're learning how to be that. And while we're learning how to be that, we should shut the fuck up. We should shut up and learn how to be us. Then we can come challenge white people. White people are fine with them. Like, y'all are fine being white people, fine being white people. Black people, our entire existence is based on how we relate to white folks. I hate that shit. Because I don't look at white people like my oppressor, dude. You could be smarter. I listen to you. I'm like, God damn, that motherfucker's smart. And I go, I don't think I'm as learned as you, but I don't feel inferior. I'm like, tell me something. You don't see me on Fox trying to make sure I go, see, and the constriction of the situation, because I don't have access to that many words in the dictionary. So I'm doing me.
Right.
I have an opinion. I never respect people who read something and then repeat it back to me. Like, that's intelligence. I like somebody that takes what they read and then they come up with some abstract thought of their own. That's impressive. Being informed is not impressive to me. I can tell you, well, you didn't hear what happened in Uganda? Nope, not really, nigga, because I had trouble, paying my car note. I heard what happened to Chris Benoit because I'm a wrestling fan. I'm not a Ugandan fan, so I don't look out for Ugandans. Whatever. It is what it is.
I got to agree with you there. Everything you said. Now, you brought up Chris Benoit. You worked for the WWE for a while, right?
Yeah, very short, but it was fun because I love wrestling, man. I still love it. It's still like almost having if you're a Whitney Houston fan, and from time to time you're just looking just to see if she's coming back because you remember how wonderful she was, and then you kind of, come on, Whitney, you got it today? No? That's me in wrestling now.
Right, you always look back.
Every Monday I go, come on, baby, come on. Is it this? No, he's shaving his head. All right.
Well, I mean, being backstage is an amazing place.
Dude,
there.
it was amazing, but like you meet some people and you like, wow. Like you meet, they're good guys, like The Rock. I met The Rock and I'm like, this dude was nicer than he should have been. Like, it was weird. Rock should have been an ass, but he was just too nice. It always made me uncomfortable. Like, I was like, dude, don't be this nice because it's almost strange. You should be over there. Like, Stone Cold was a little bit, don't come near me. And I'm like, that's more like it, dude. Yeah. Undertaker, nice guy, da-da-da. But my thing was just being at Vince McMahon's house and just his presence, dude. I've had a man crush on 3 dudes where I went, 3. Right. 1, Michael Jordan, because I used to work at Boston Garden selling peanuts and popcorn and stuff. Michael Jordan, just awe-inspiring dude. Just something about him was magic. Like, God damn, I want to be that dude. Larry Bird, something about him just was like, that's Larry Bird, man. That dude, what is he? And Vince McMahon. I was awestruck by this dude. The one thing I took away from him, just being in his presence, he never made you feel stupid for saying something. You would say, what about this? What about if Rikishi wore a big sombrero and then he juggled and then a midget came down with a stick? He would go, no, I don't think that would work. And he would tell you why it wouldn't work. And you'd be like, all right, cool, but your whole like creative juice is like, oh man, he didn't make me feel like an ass for that. And then you'll say something eventually after 10 that works, and you use it, and you're like, oh. And that dude, it was amazing, man. That dude, I love that dude. And I bet you I only loved him because of those 3-4 days I was there. I got in and out, and that's what I like to do for people that I respect. I don't like to meet them. Never met George Carlin. Don't want to meet him. Glad I never met Pryor because I don't want to be disappointed.
Right.
I don't want dude to not be who I think they are. Now, I've met some dudes where I go, ugh. And I don't even like them as comics because I met them as a person. You suck. I was going to let all that stuff you did that I knew was hypocritical pass because I didn't really know you. Now I know you. You stink.
Right.
But Vince lived up to what he was for those couple of days I was there, and I got out of there. You know, I got right out of there, man. And I was happy. That's one of those 5.
One of the 5.
England, just that little stint on the WWF.
Right.
HBO special. I think my Fox thing with that lady was one of my...
You enjoyed that?
I did. I think I came across... I was blessed that night in terms of, you know, everything came together. My mind was sharp. I did the right thing not to make her look like a little white woman and like I was swooping in on her. And I think I was intelligent. I think I was funny. I think I proved my point. And I think I got I changed some minds, you know what I mean? Because my agenda was funny. Your agenda is not funny, sweetie. Your agenda is women. And your agenda is women that don't need your help. You know, if you're being specific, you know what I mean? It's like Condoleezza and the president's wife, you know, they got the men in black to go take care of business. They don't need you to go, women in this country? Nope.
You don't know the 5th.
I don't know the 5th yet.
I'll give you the 5th for me is knocking that diamond hat off her goddamn head. That was my favorite thing that happened. By far. Hey, if you could, you know, get that wish, where would you like to be if it's 5 years from now? I know, and honestly, sitting here talking to you, I honestly see you as a guy doing more than just making people laugh. I see that the truth matters to you a lot, and I know that you're on your own kind of path here, but what kind of payback would be fair?
Compensation for 15 years?
Yeah.
Just straight compensation? Give me 20 mil.
So
20 mil would be good compensation, dude.
It isn't so much what happens, but as long as you end up with 20 million
20
at the
mil,
end of
dude.
it.
Just a payoff. Just 20 mil.
And could we get you to just walk away with that 20 mil?
I would. Let me tell you something, dude.
Yeah.
I would do a lot of... now, I'll be a emotional philanthropist. I wouldn't give away my 20 mil because I wouldn't have any more. I would go around and just champion people who just need somebody to talk shit to somebody. Special interest groups, just, you know, advertisers. I would just be annoying. Because then I wouldn't have anything to lose. I'll have it hidden, and I'll keep it in the mattress, too, just in case, you know.
So you'll walk the earth like a comedic kung fu. Just spreading good cheer wherever you have to go.
If I could get famous enough to sell out this place, Ron, everywhere I go, and just people know that they getting ready to go have a, you know, good time. Somebody might walk out. But they just going to get some weird feeling out of it, like, oh, man, that was awful, but it was great. It was something. Like, you know, just... You know, that's why there's no great comics. You know, there hasn't been a Pryor or a Carlin in terms of his relevance since them.
Now, nobody else has impressed you since those two guys?
Not one relevant dude. And I'm not, money-wise, there's some big-time dudes. Like, I think Larry Sanders is the best show that ever existed, personally. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, relevant in terms of entertainment factor. But no social conscience, no social commentary.
But you think, if you look back, when Carlin was at his peak doing his stuff, wasn't the majority of the country digging him? And the same with Pryor. When Pryor was doing some of his greatest stuff, the country was liking Bill Cosby.
Right.
You know, so a lot of times we have to wait for years later to go, oh, now I get it.
That dude.
Yeah,
right.
yeah, that man.
And again, you can't try to be that dude, but it's like, I don't mind. This was a comedy club, and it was just everybody, more people were here and stuff, and this was my show. Mm-hmm. I don't mind this much silence at a comedy show.
Right.
I don't care. Once in a while, some good laughter, and then the rest is me pontificating about nothing.
See, that's exactly what we're trying to do here, because I'll tell you the truth, Patrice, and I'm not sure if your whole audience gets it, but I do think that you're onto something. I do think that you have things to say besides the jokes.
It's tough. It's like, you know, I think I'm not impressed with making it. Like, I don't, but at the same time, Ron, I don't want to be no martyr either. I hate when people, I'd rather some people come up to me and go, you suck, other than going, you're the best comic I've ever seen. And then I dig my pockets, I go, really? Really? Who's some of the worst you ever seen? Famous, bitch, famous. They all suck. Really? Well, they all got money. That's the thing keeping me, that's my struggle. is, all right, I'm just going to do it for the money. Because my mother, everybody wants me to do it for the money. Don't. My mother gets all like slavey, man. She grew up in the 60s, 70s. So she's like, don't make them mad. Don't do that. Don't say that. Don't go on Fox TV and say those things. And you don't do that. And I'm like, Moms, who are you? Who are you? That's because she's a general. She done did it. Mm-hmm. She's done. She don't have it in her no more. And that's what I'm hoping is that I don't get to that point where I'm just done and I'm done. And I'm like, I don't have no more fight. You gotta fight. Like, again, my girl now, she's just relentless. We're gonna get married. But she's not relentless saying it to me because she knows me. So she just figures out another way how she's gonna do it. She puts her email as VonO'Neill.com. Because she uses what I say against. I go, look, if you love me enough to feel like you're married to me, then be married. I'm not married to you. So she says, okay, Von O'Neill. She tells people we're married. And after a while, it makes me feel stupid to go, we're not married. So I let her have it. But that's the beat down that you get. And that's the dichotomy in my life. I'm like, okay, so sometimes I go, oh, wait a minute. I open my trunk and I see the old pimp card, and I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta dust this off. It's still got a month for expiration. I gotta fix that. And that's the same thing with the business. As soon as it's like, all right, I'll go and do Celebrity Fit Club. I'll let the guy that looks like Louis Gossett tell me I ain't shit, scream at me. I'm almost 40. I'm gonna do that. Me and Cindy Brady and I'm looking at you like, ugh. I'm here at the same level as Screech. This guy's talking to me like I'm a piece of garbage. So I'm like, I'm trying to fight so I don't just go, okay. Because they offer you like something like $100,000 to do that show. Right. Something crazy. Just to go in there and beat. And then you got to start telling yourself stuff like when you smoke. Like, I'll quit. But that's what you start telling yourself in the business when they go, you want to do this thing for $100,000? Well, I am overweight and I do have diabetes, so I have to do it anyway. So I might as well take $100,000 just to make an excuse in your own soul. And you go, oh, you know what? You're just a pussy. That's what you are. Just face it, dude. You need money. And you're disco dancing.
Well, you know what we need, Patrice? We need you to keep fighting. Patrice O'Neill, very funny. We'll take some questions for Patrice. Walk on over here and you can ask Patrice a couple of questions. Anything that's on your mind, feel free.
No questions? Good.
No. Come on over. Guys, line up over now behind him while we're waiting.
Look at this guy. Like, way too good looking to be how you are,
Hey, Patrice.
You need a suit on, and 2 girls with you. You just stop trying to...
Hey, I like the way you think.
Stop trying to be a fucking guy that...
Here's a hypothetical.
Look at him. Look at what I'm saying. Look at what I'm saying, Ron. Yeah. Look at this, how good looking he is, and he's trying to be this downtown, I fuck women with underdog t-shirts and... See what I'm saying? Phony baloney. Look how good we can do this.
He's a piece of shit is what he is.
Yeah.
Trying to go along with
Live up to your face.
Hey, if you were asked to mediate between Don Imus and Al Sharpton, how would you come at that? What do you think about it?
I just have a bunch of questions to ask and figure out how to not try to make Al look like a hypocrite, because that's the one thing everybody does is try to like go, well, what about when you said this about the Jews? He goes, nice talking to you. And then it's over. I would just ask him questions and ask Imus questions and hopefully the picture will paint itself. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to go, well, what about this? Well, Imus, you did say, like, that little run I had on Fox, one thing I learned is that's the game. The game is we're going to set you up nice, and then we're going to make you look like you're a hypocrite. And then we're going to throw hypocrite things at you so you can go, whoa, and knowing that you've been a hypocrite the whole time. I'm not going to I could never for the rest of my life be a woman activist, ever. Because I've done too many misogynistic things. So if I go, you should do this, unless I start with, I used to be this, I did this, I did that, I said these things and I said these things, but at some point I changed and this is how I feel now. But I can't go, you, and then they go, well, what about this? And I go, well, whatever. So if them two I just have some questions to try to make it build into something so that no one has to defend themselves, that you can actually talk and maybe dig your own grave or maybe shine your own light.
Do you think there's a middle ground there where you could actually bring them to?
Yeah, they would talk, but you would have to do it so it's not either one of them their comfort zone, because he went to, Imus went to like a black radio, Al's show, to say sorry. And the thing is about bullies, man, bullies don't say, hey, listen, give me your money on Monday, and then Tuesday come and go, hey, Monday, thank you so much for what you did for me Monday. I'll never ask you for any more money again. Once you give your balls, they're gone. It's done, dude. And people's power corrupts. If I got your balls in my hand, what do you think I'm going to give them back to you and say that power of having your balls in my hand makes... I got to dribble them, man.
Have to.
Patrice, how important is it for a comedian right now to have the platform like Ron and Fez, Opie and Anthony right now?
What's that mean? On radio?
Yeah.
It's important in terms of if you want exposure, but I'm ready for exposure. Well, if there's a young comedian, like I say, how much time does a young comedian have on stage? And you could tell the stupidity of each. One who goes, I got an hour. And the other one that goes, I got 10 minutes. Now, if you meet a guy that's been doing a comedy for a year, I know he doesn't have an hour. What he does is have an hour of jokes. But when I say I have an hour, like when you ask me how much time I have on stage or something, and this is referring to your question, I'm ready for anything. Like if I went on Ron's show, I'm ready for anything. If I went on Opie's show, I'm ready for anything. If you say how much time I have on stage, I can do comedy really well. My personality is good for an hour and 20 minutes. I can stay on stage for 2 hours if I want, but I start to imagine that you're getting sick of me after about an hour and 20 minutes. That's how much I have. So what I'm saying is a lot of young cats who just want to be on Ron's show makes no sense because they're not ready for the next level. Unless Ron or Opie and Anthony really love you and they can guide you through that. They can put you on a pedestal because they can make you or break you, but it would have to be at their mercy. If I went on Ron's show and he didn't like me and he wanted to make life difficult, I have enough fuel or enough stuff in my mind where I'm like, oh, you know what? This is what he's trying to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this to protect my interests. But a cat that's on for doing it a year, I'm on Ron, and Ron goes, so stupid. He'll get flustered. He'll be done because he don't have the thing to draw on, man. This game is long and lonely. And that's what you got to be ready to do. A long and lonely road, dude.
And you gone at it from a lot of different ways now. You did the radio show, you're doing podcasts, you're doing the stage. What's happening with the podcast? What exactly?
You know what? That shit is the most fun I've ever had because it really is. If it falls flat, it's my fault. All the stuff I talk about show business, I run that show. And if that does nothing for you at all, you go, ugh, then that good. Now I take the responsibility. I don't have to go, what does a dumb old broad from Bravo know about funny anyway? Now it's me. That's what I love about that. It's a step down in terms of profile. But man, if it works out, dude, it would be that, like you said, that reparation, that 20 mil. Mm-hmm. Even if it was figuratively 20 mil. If that helped my career to get where I want, and now this is like, hey, everybody, this is the drug I'm selling. So people come to me, they know exactly. They're not going to come ask me for marijuana. They're going to come ask me for heroin because they know that's what I'm selling. Instead of a heroin deal, and they go, hi, you are great. We love the way you sell heroin. Can you sell marijuana for us? Do you see what I'm selling? So that podcast is selling what I'm selling. You know, that's what that is to me.
I really hope you do these drug references with everyone and not just me.
Nah. I know you was... That wasn't planned. No gayness and no drug stuff. It just kind of...
Yeah, right. I don't know whether you're speaking down to me.
Yeah, no. Condescending, Mr. Drug Addict. I'm going to throw innuendo your way.
All right, here we go. What do we got?
Hey, Patrice, what's your number one piece of advice for young men out there coming up in the world, trying to fight the good fight? Also, how much did that watch cost? Let's be honest.
You know what would have helped? I think because women, when I say we resent them and we hate them, it's not a hatred of I want to kill you. Hate is love. You can't hate something you don't really love. We just don't like what we have to go through for that one appendage that we have to go through. So for an older dude, I'm going on 40. That's not old, but it's old. I feel old. And I think that we should stop making sex so important. Like, we should start making money, making our ability to make a woman have an orgasm important. Like, because to be quite honest, it's more important that I be good in bed than she be good in bed. Because it's harder to make them feel good. So basically what I'm saying is, stop selling off all your soul for some ass. But you can do that psychologically as a young man. I do it naturally. I'm just done. My girlfriend's gorgeous, and I'm like, it's been a good run. Listen, it's nothing I could do about it. I just money and my house, and I had a flood, and calling the insurance company, and some guy coming out there saying that I'm 2 feet past the flood zone. That means something to me now. Like, when I was younger, I'm like, what are you talking about, flood zone? Fuck you, I want some ass. Now, dude, I got other things I'm thinking about for real. And, but I had to learn that at 37. I'm gonna be 40 in a few years, man. But I don't know how old you are, but you in your young 20s, man? Yeah, 20. Dude, you know, focus on something else. I know it's hard. But that's what it'll do. It'll keep your head clear, man. It will. This
is the kind of advice we'll be getting once you get that $20 million. I can go from town to town.
Yeah, and just
helping people.
And
just being there.
I'm serious, man. It is an underlying frustration, man.
Why don't we write this up and try to sell it to one of the networks where it's just going to be Patrice walking from town to town,
giving advice against like saying that gay guys should get over themselves and women are goofy?
No.
Who'll buy that besides channel no one watches?
I don't care if it's only on for 1 week. It's going to be great. It's going to be great TV. You'll be calling up friends. You got to turn this shit on right now. This is unbelievable. All right, you're the last one, big man.
Cool. All right, Patrice, you said you had to leave America because people weren't taking to you and you're offending people. And then you came back, and now you're doing fine for yourself. I mean, look at that watch, the necklaces. You're doing well, and you're good. And you're good.
These are all mistakes on my YouTube, by the way. This was you know what they call nigger rich. I went out and bought.
I was going to use that term, but
you know how that.
Yeah, I wanted to wait till you broke the ice with it.
I left, dude. It wasn't the people, you know, because now I've actually created a personality niche that it's like, I've seen a commercial once when I was doing Web Jump. Someone would go, we want a guy to come in and do this, this, and this. We want a Patrice O'Neal type. And actually it was a commercial that my dumb managers at the time sent me a breakdown for me to go read a Patrice O'Neal type.
And it was you.
And I was like, wow. I was proud of that. Maybe that's the fifth. And what it was is what's the fucking question you said again? What's it?
Doesn't matter.
When I came back. When I came back, it wasn't the people that I left. It was clubs, it was the business. When I came back, I had 2 or 3, remember those middle of the bus people? 2 or 3 of them that really go, oh, like, oh man, I love this guy. Like VH1, who I still love. I love the people over there, man. Sherry and all them. Shelly Tatron, she's a nice lady. She said, because she used to see me do those, remember the, 1492 and all that. And I would go in there, and I would go, ugh, like one of those no things.
Yeah.
Come on in, Patrice. No! Give a shit about slinkies. And they would just come in, they keep asking me, I go, all right. So I go and do it. They would love, they go, we getting this show, man. Ask Patrice if he'll do it. Nothing's going on, da-da-da-da-da, blah, blah, blah. I go, can I do it the way I want to do it? Yeah. All right. Anything I ever got in my career, somebody said, all right, you can, I've never fought. My fight is just with myself and what I decide to do, and then someone goes, put him in there. So anything that I got put in there, and once you get put in there, whatever you are, if you're like some smarmy little dude, and people go, I hate him. When you get famous, they'll be like, we're looking for smarmy little dude. So we're looking for loudmouth, opinionated, big black guy. I've made that little niche, this big. You know what I'm saying? Before it didn't exist. So I went to England where they respect anything artistic. You know what I'm saying? You come back here, and it was like, well, all right, we'll try him in that. So then I just developed whatever. So I'm still... Whatever.
Even when I saw you on Letterman, this was the guy. You didn't go on Letterman and dress different or try to talk different. You went on like you knew Dave for a long time, and
I did.
It seemed to work.
And again, going back to being ready.
Yeah.
I was ready for Letterman. Like, in this game, you probably noticed, in this business, you never get things that coincide. Like, say if there was, this is your readiness and this is the gig. You never get them at the same time. You're either over ready for something you should have did 5 years ago, or you're under ready for something you're not good enough to have, but they're giving it to you. But your humility and pride and happiness to be there sometimes never fits in with the thing you're getting. Like the HBO special, that's a comic's dream. That's dream. But I've been in the business 13, 14 years by the time I finally got my special, and I was way past due. Like, I was like, whatever. I got what? How much? All right, good. I'll do it. But it wasn't like, I didn't lose sleep the day of. It was HBO special. It was like Letterman. I watched him for years. And I just knew how to be with Letterman. And that's why it was so much fun, dude. And I always respect him, dude, because he put me over. He did. Dude, if I ever get a chance to say thank you, but they don't, it's basically what they call gatekeepers.
Right.
His gatekeepers are awful. Meaning by the time you get to him, they're like, Dave's going to do this. Dave's going to do that. Oh, David. And you get to Dave. He's like, what's happening, man? So your name's Lumumba? What's going on? And if I'm any less ready, I already had the planned out thing that the 10 producers had got to me. And I'm like, Dave, you were supposed to ask me about my shoe size and you didn't. It didn't fluster me. I just go, oh, okay, you're going to ask this? But that dude, if I ever could get to meet him, I'll be like, thanks, man, because he said, he put me over. He went, I like this dude, and you know it. Yeah. When somebody puts you over, and like, what y'all do with Big A?
Right.
You put him over. Big A, I'm going to tell you something. The way he is with O&A and the way he is with, I'm telling you, Big A be like this now. Hey, Patrice, how are you? He don't even be like, woo, woo. He be like, good to see you, buddy. When y'all go, a Big A. He's like, that's right, a Big A. And you put him over.
Right.
And you feel good when somebody does that, dude. I'll always remember Dave for that. He put me over. He was like, I'm going to make you look good. You know when somebody's doing that. And you know when somebody can make you look good. They can do it. They have power, man. Opie and Anthony, they can make you look good, or they can make you look really bad if they want. And he made me look good, dude. I loved him for that. I loved him for doing that for me.
Patrice O'Neal, let me hear it, folks. Hysterical. All right, buddy. Thanks a lot, everybody.